I get the signal that it's dropping down. So, okay. All right, we are live. Hi, this is Ruth Backlund for That Thing You Do, Alternatives in Healthcare. And I am an RN. I am the owner and founder of Energy Works Myofascial Release here in Duluth, Minnesota. And I am doing this podcast to bring awareness to alternatives in healthcare in the Northland area and things that people can do as an entrepreneur and other healthy lifestyle options. So that's what this podcast is about. But today, I have a special guest. It is Jessica Karpinski from Rooted in Wellness here in Superior, Wisconsin. And so we'll be going through some of the fun things that she does to support healthcare in her region. And so we'll go from there. So today, I know Jessica is an integrative nutritional coach. She's also a personal trainer. She does personal training, teaches yoga, health coaching, and probably much more than that. So I'm going to let Jessica introduce herself a little bit, and then we'll go from there.
All right. My name is Jessica Karpinski, and like Ruth said, I'm the owner of Rooted in Wellness, health coaching and personal training over in Superior, and I also do some of my work out of people's homes just around the Twin Ports area as well. And so like she said, I do health coaching, personal training, I teach yoga and Tai Chi as well.
Okay. Well, and actually the first time that I met Jessica was, I don't know, maybe a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
I found out that Jessica used to be a trainer at a gym I used to train at. So it was Progressive Martial Arts and Fitness at the time. They're no longer up in the Northland here. But so we had that connection of having some shared work in a gym, which was kind of fun. So we get to share some memories there as well. So it's funny how I cross paths with people who I interview. It's like I knew somebody who went to the same college I went to, somebody who grew up in the same area I went to. And there's always something that's going to connect people, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah,
so,
it's a small world.
It's a very small world. So I know you do a lot of things in your practice, but what do you think is your primary focus?
Yeah, I was trying to think of that, just kind of looking at some of the questions for this interview, and I feel like, so to encompass everything that I do, my overall focus is helping people to develop a healthy lifestyle and to love themselves and take time for themselves to develop better lifestyle habits. So instead of looking at like the latest diet or craze out there, just to find a healthy lifestyle and find time for themselves to feel better so then they can go out in the world and, you know, live more joyfully and do the things that they want to do.
Cool. So when people come to you, what do you think that they tend to be seeking you out for? I mean, what's like the number one thing that you think people are seeking you for?
Mm-hmm. I think they want to feel better.
Okay.
Like, I think that people come to me when they have things in their lives that aren't really working, whether it's their nutrition plan, they're not moving, they have goals that they want to meet that, you know, that they're not taking the time to do, or they don't know how to break those down to do those.
Yep.
Yeah.
So how did you get to this point? I mean, what was your journey to get here? What drew you down this direction? Because you probably didn't grow up thinking, oh, this is what I'm going to do. And that's probably not where you started either, like most of us, right?
Right.
So what got you here?
Yeah, it was kind of a double pathway to get here. First, I worked in a medical clinic for 14 years, and I worked in social work, helping people actually get on Minnesota or Wisconsin healthcare programs. So seeing a lot of people who were dealing with chronic health conditions, diabetes, high blood pressure, things like that, and I would have to try to help them like get medication, especially for diabetics who maybe they were taking $1,000 in insulin a month. Yeah. And that like doesn't get better as time goes on unless you change your lifestyle.
Yeah.
So I always thought like I want to help people not need their health insurance as much. You know, just to find alternative ways to living a healthier lifestyle. And then for myself as well, so I started in fitness at Progressive Martial Arts. Yeah. So almost 10 years ago now. And before that, I didn't exercise. I wasn't eating well. I was almost 30. And I was like, this is not going to work for much longer. Like, this isn't working anymore. And just kind of fell into that path, finding a way to like relieve stress and a community to motivate me to like eat healthier, and then also finding like friends and other people who were doing the same thing or kind of on the same path that I was.
Yeah, it's just fascinating to me how that happens, right? Where we're going down a path and then we recognize at some point there's a lifestyle change for ourselves and other people, and you just never know that that's going to be where your life's passion's going to take you. So, and it's great that you can do that, and you do, like I said, a number of things. I mean, where people would look at traditional fitness, and there's a lot of gyms that do traditional fitness, but you take it to the next level with other things that are, you know, deeper meaning, looking inside and really looking at who you want to be and be a joyful person. And you don't find that in a traditional gym. You know, you can go work out on these machines. There might be some personal trainers there, which might be great personal trainers, but it's a different, totally different mindset.
Yeah, because it's nobody's goal to be on a diet and live in the gym. Like,
right. I don't want to live on a diet all the time.
No.
No, it's lifestyle choices, and hopefully you're making more good choices than bad choices. So
we have other things that we want to do in life.
So for the people who come to see you, what is the particular issue that they tend to be struggling with? I mean, is there one that stands out? Because I know you've got a collection of things that you can help people with, but what kind of trickles to the top? So if any of the viewers are on saying, oh, that's me, I want to go see Jessica because I have that issue, what would it be? Or and maybe it's, you know, what's the one thing that you really like to focus on with people? You know, is there something that really kind of trickles to the top?
Well, funny enough, or not funny enough, but a pattern that I've seen with people over time is that we don't find ourselves important enough to take the time for our health, wellness, whatever goals we want to accomplish. We're all kind of like going through life, we're really busy. If people have kids, their kids are a priority. You know, of course they are, you know, but I think most people don't give themselves permission to focus on themselves and what they want. So over time, as I've done health coaching and, you know, worked out at gyms and worked at gyms, I've found that like that's kind of a commonality amongst most people. So developing a plan that gives people permission to actually focus on their own health and wellness, because that goes out to everything else that we do. You know, when moms and dads are taking care of themselves, their kids see that. And then they want to take care of themselves, and they think it's really cool that their parents care about their health. You know, so, you know, that's probably the most important thing. Well,
and I don't know, I'm assuming your population is mostly women, but it's probably not all women.
It's mostly women.
Mostly women who are caretakers, and caretakers tend to take care of everybody else and not always themselves. And what better way to serve the people you care for is making sure that you serve yourself, so you're in a better position to be more positive and loving and caring for the ones you are trying to help.
Right.
For sure. I mean, it's kind of like a double-edged sword. You can't serve from an empty cup.
No. So. Right. And for people who even aren't parents, maybe they might work in a helping profession where it's so important to take that time to care for ourselves to avoid burnout and other things that go with working in those high-stress jobs.
For sure. So when people come to see you, Jessica, what are some of their main concerns that they would approach you with?
Healthier eating, wanting to be more active. Some people come to me, you know, maybe they're not happy in their career and want to make some changes, don't know how to do that. It's kind of all over the board. For like the physical training aspect, most women want to be strong. They want to develop some sort of strength training program. And then for other people, you know, they're seeking out maybe private yoga where they need to or want to relax and or they've never taken a yoga class before, so they want to do private yoga.
Okay.
You know, so they can go into a yoga class and feel more comfortable.
Right.
Yeah, I do that quite a bit too.
Okay. And you said you do Tai Chi as well, correct?
Yeah.
So for those who aren't familiar with Tai Chi, can you just kind of elaborate on what that is?
Just kind of in general. So it's a practice, I would say it's more gentle than yoga.
Okay.
And the form of Tai Chi that I teach is called Tai Chi Chuan, Moving for Better Balance.
Okay.
And I partner with Arrowhead Agency on Aging here in Duluth to offer that program.
Okay.
So it's an evidence-based program, and it focuses on 8 forms. So
Okay.
I think traditional Tai Chi has like 108 forms.
Oh.
And we just do 8.
Okay.
And it's structured to help reduce falls and improve balance.
Okay.
So most of the people that come are seniors or older adults. It's really great because people don't have to get up and down off the floor.
Okay.
And we work on creating situations of imbalance and coming back to balance.
Okay.
And it's also really nice because we work on breathing as well. So it's nice and relaxing for people.
So for people to do that, do they have to be in a certain program with the county, or can people who just maybe happen to see this and say, you know what, maybe that's something I could use, or maybe my mother or mother-in-law could use, something like that?
Yeah.
Do they just reach out to you, or do they have to actually be in a program?
No, they can just reach out to me directly, and then when I'm offering a new class,
Okay.
then they could join in.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's twice a week for 12 weeks.
Okay.
And like if people contact me who are interested, I usually just put them on a list, and then
Okay.
once a new class is starting, I'll be
Okay.
in touch. Yeah.
Do you find that this one's really intriguing to me, because I can think of a couple people off the top of my head that probably would benefit from your
Yeah.
program. So when you do you finish your several week cycle, then do some of those people repeat? Do they keep coming back, or do some cycle out and then new people come in?
Both. So
Okay.
right now so the whole program is actually 24 weeks.
Okay.
But we offer it in 12-week segments.
Oh, okay.
So people kind of take the first 12 weeks, and then that's like the foundational practice where you learn the 8 forms.
Okay.
And then in the second 12 weeks, you continue practicing the same 8 forms, but with different variations of
Okay.
those. Yeah, so right now I just have a group of second 12-week people who've actually been with me for a couple of cycles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's kind of exciting.
Yeah, people really like it.
Well, and your space is so nice for that. I mean, you have a lot of room there to move, and it's very well laid out. I mean, I love your panels on the walls as well.
Thanks.
So, yeah, very
Yeah.
colorful. So, yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
pretty nice.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're working more on the fitness, wellness, and, movement side of things.
Mm-hmm.
And we know a lot of our healthcare is geared on treating disease, medicine, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
How do you see, just in your opinion, based on what you're doing and where you maybe even want to see healthcare going? What do you see happening there, and where do you fit in there?
Yeah. Well, I feel like Western medicine, our traditional healthcare system here, is really great for fixing bones and surgery and things like that, but doesn't always look at the root cause, or typically doesn't look at the root cause of some of the issues that people are facing.
Mm-hmm.
And so many people today are faced with diseases that stem from inactivity and overeating and just a rather sedentary lifestyle. So really I feel like our healthcare is in our own hands, and there's some pretty easy fixes generally that can help those symptoms that we often maybe go to the doctor for.
Right.
Things as simple as drinking water and stretching and
Right.
going for a walk and just
Mhm.
those general things.
Yeah.
Where I feel like it's hard to weed out if you really have an issue sometimes,
Right.
or if it's just like you're dehydrated and need to
Mhm.
stretch.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I feel like hopefully more and more people will seek out people like you and I for alternative types of medical or
Mhm.
healthcare.
Yeah.
Because what our doctors can do is really limited
Mm-hmm.
in that sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's not always their choice either. It's
No.
how the paradigm is set up.
Yeah. No, it's like,
For
it's
sure.
just how it works.
It's
like,
just how it works.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's whether it's the clinic owners and their business model, the big
Mhm.
pharmacy, insurance carriers. I mean, a lot of that dictates what they can do. And
Mhm.
even when I've talked to some physicians and other healthcare practitioners, it's like, okay, we got to try this first because that's our protocol, but they
Right.
also know or are seeking themselves alternatives because they know that there's more out there to offer.
Mhm.
It's just not in their model.
It's just not in their model.
It's just not in their model.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and it's like we go to the grocery store for
Mhm.
groceries, and we go to,
yeah,
the clothing store for clothes, and, but,
yeah.
the grocery store doesn't always sell clothes, or, you
Some
don't,
do.
right, some do, and you don't go to the mall to buy your groceries, or, so it's like, I kind of look at that
that's
as far
true.
as healthcare goes as well.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good
But
point.
there's so many options out there, and
Yep.
ways to take care of your health, but definitely more of like, hopefully more of a preventative mindset instead of that
Right.
old mindset where you go to your doctor and you just listen to them and they tell you what to do.
Mhm.
I think that's how like our parents grew up,
Mhm.
and so taking control of your health care is a little bit different.
Yeah,
It's a
it
new
is for
thing.
sure.
Mhm.
Yep. So with a lot of the training that you've had, if somebody's interested in doing something like you, like on a professional level, because I have a lot of viewers who are actually professionals,
Mhm.
is there any particular training that you really like that you would recommend for them
Mhm.
in any aspect of your personal training, coaching, any of it? Is there
Yeah.
anyone in particular?
I feel like my most transformational trainings were with Institute for Integrative Nutrition.
Okay.
It's a 12-month health coaching program, and it's all done online. It's out of
Okay.
New York. But they give you so many different like models for like different dietary theories.
Okay.
And so they're not just teaching you one thing, but they're
Right.
like, here there's all these things out there, and none of them are like right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But something different works for everybody.
Yep.
So that was really great, and then also introduced me to like different ways of healing.
Okay.
Yeah, so like through yoga or
Yeah.
dance or like whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a really comprehensive program and very good. And then my yoga teacher training was also a really transformational thing. And not everybody goes to yoga teacher training to become a yoga teacher.
Right.
Yeah, but it's just a good opportunity to kind of look inside yourself and just do like that inner work that sometimes we don't always get to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know when we met, you talked about some retreat that you do in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay talking about that here?
Yeah.
'Cause I think that's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah.
And so I'll let you elaborate on the details, but I know it sounded really intriguing to be able to travel to Mexico on like a mini vacation and work on yourself kind of thing. So
Yeah.
go ahead and elaborate. And you might actually find somebody who's interested in a future one of yours as well, who's watching today.
So this year, in 2020, it'll be my first retreat that I'm offering, and it's down in a small town called Troncones on the South Pacific coast of Mexico. It's a place that I've found that I just absolutely love, and the population is probably like 1,000 people. It's just the cutest little town. I'm offering 1 week of retreat this year, and that's full right now, but definitely looking to do it again in the future. This is just like getting my feet wet and kind of figuring things out. But we'll practice yoga and do different things like a raw cacao ceremony. There's so many different healers and interesting people down there to offer things like Reiki and massage, acupuncture, things like that. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, I know when you mentioned it, I'm like, oh, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, good opportunity to get away. You know, a lot of people think that they need vacation with family, but in reality, sometimes you need vacation without family, too.
Yeah.
And even if you've never traveled that way before a retreat is a nice way to go because you'll be part of a group once you get there.
Mm-hmm.
So I've done that a lot myself, where I go by myself and then I meet people when I get there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Very cool.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining me today. Can you just let people know who are watching how they can get a hold of you? I mean, I'll post this stuff in the Facebook feed as well, so that information will be there. But if people want to contact you, what are some of the channels they can do that?
Yeah. The best way is to go to my website. It's www.rootedinwellnessduluth.com. And there's a contact me form on the right-hand side of the screen there of every page on the website. So it's really easy, and that'll shoot me an email. Otherwise, send me a message through Facebook. And my Facebook is Rooted in Wellness, and then at Growing Roots, the number 4 and U.
Okay.
Or on Instagram at I Am Rooted in Wellness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you also do a blog? Did I see you?
I do
you
a blog.
Okay.
Yep. I do a blog. A lot of writing on just my personal experience and about self-love. I started it mostly just as a way to use my voice and share my story. But that's at artofmyvoice.wordpress.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks.
All right, so we're going to sign off. Thank you for joining us today.